Welcome to Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa, where the Cardinal and Gold gathering strength as they gear up to support their Iowa State Cyclones. What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see, the UCF Knights taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Iowa State Cyclones. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Knights will put total weather to crank us up. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cyclones offense is on the field for the first time today. And here comes the big fella, a staple of this aerial attack, Jesse.
And he's a guy that can line up all over the field, David. There's matchups out there waiting to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, and it's so nice to be able to do that. It makes it easy to play quarterback when you can feature a guy like this that's fast, big, and strong. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, it's Beck. Zings it complete to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And the quarterback bought a little time, but actually bought a lot of time, but not enough time. The defense gets to him.
And that is how you silence this raucous crowd. Defensively on the road. First drive of the game, setting the tone, getting a huge sack on third down.
The Cyclones decide to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. So UCF's offense will go to work for the first time. When you have a weapon like this on the outside and a guy in the secondary whose job is to take everything away, it's going to be a great matchup, guys.
It's so fun to see how you attack great safeties in the middle of the field. Are you willing to do that, or are you going to try to live on the perimeter? This offensive matchup will be great.
Yeah, normally you'd say receiver versus safety, the receiver's going to win. This safety, though, has got the speed to run with this guy, and he's going to make it interesting back there.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. The Knights want to pick up the tempo. A run for the quarterback. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The punt team makes its way onto the field. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Quickly complete. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. They'll go to work on second down after doing damage on the ground. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Might as well give it to him again. And he's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the first quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. Back to throw, it's Beck. A shot toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. Now facing a 3rd and long. He's looking to throw. A little screen to the running back. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Fourth down and the punt team sends it the other way. And the punt will hit at the 7 and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Caught behind the line. It's Harvey. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. That last completion sets him up on second down. He'll pull it on the read. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Here they come, trying to convert a third and short from the 28. Caught in the backfield, it's Hudson. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
They'll leave it with him. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. The Knights will hustle to the line. Looking to throw, it's Jefferson. Gets it out fast. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. On third down, going up top. Getting some heat. Trying to escape and get it himself. Across the 25, he's got room. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. Using the quick game. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. The Knights have it with a first and goal. He wants to throw it. They're trying to get to him. Into the end zone. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Delivers the contact. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live and dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job on the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
Iowa State sending the offense back out. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Grab near the marker. It's Jackson. Brought down at the 27. It's a 5-yard pickup on the play. Trying to find his man on first down. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. They'll run this play from the pistol. The give to the back. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Faced with a third and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. To throw, it's Beck. Trying to get to him. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And the Cyclones will send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll field the punt and take it back. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. The end of a very intriguing first 2 quarters of football in Ames. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. Yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Jack Trice Stadium.
The Cyclones will boot it away to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Not a lot of offense, in fact, no offense in terms of scoring there in the first half.
You got to give the defense credit on both sides. They've been physical. They've been making plays. So now, which of these offenses can break the tie? It's not going to be easy, but for this offense now taking the ball here first in the second half, they've got to get something going.
Finally giving the defense some credit. How did that feel coming out of your mouth? Did it hurt? Like, did you not like to say that? It sounded painful.
I just threw up in my mouth.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Now he's going to send this one deep to the right. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. The Knights want to crank the tempo. Back to throw, it's Jefferson. They're bringing heat. He's going to run it. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. The Knights will punt it away on fourth down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He gets a block. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
Man, their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
The give from the gun. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Finds his tight end. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. And he unleashed the RPMs on that pass. Man, this sophomore has an arm. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Defense, defense, defense. No one is giving an inch, and the stats bear that out after 3. And this is just the way you want it. The game will be won or lost in the 4th quarter as we take a look at the stats through 3. Finds the tight end. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Get the field goal from here. It's a 51-yarder. Get a few on 3rd down, and life is much better. Pressure coming. Oh, Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And that's a great job by the defense not letting that bird out of the cage. When you can run like this guy can, you got to keep the edge. Did a great job. He went backwards, retreated, gave up some ground. They didn't give up the outside, got the sack on the play.
And the Cyclones will bring the punt team onto the field. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
At the 45 on his way. Quarterback gets the first down. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
Man, that dude has some jets. They run the read play, forget handing the football off. He takes off, and he is a running back in open field, chewing up yards. Nice big play by that young man.
And the offense is so close to the go-ahead score, they can smell it here in the fourth quarter. Touchdown, UCF! They move on top here in the fourth.
Finally, we finally get some points on the board. The defense has been dominating the day. Unbelievable job. 3 quarters of shutout football. Now finally some points on the board. Let's see where this goes now once you've created some momentum.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. USF fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down. After the misfire, it's second down. Looking for a man. It's Beck. Feeling some heat. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Yeah, and how about this defense? Great job on second down and long. Now forcing an even more predictable situation. This offensive line better get it together because that pass rush is coming.
This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, third and long coming. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Safe completion on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Gotta have it here on fourth down. A deep throw as the clock winds down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And a decent game there before the defense makes the stop. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll keep it on the ground. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Knights! They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. A first down run on the doorstep. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, UCF! They can now exhale just a little bit with that lead, and they are close to a victory here in the 8th week of the season. That one will put a little extra distance, give them a little cushion down the stretch.
And there was a little bit of hope, but you just snatched it away with that touchdown. This game is now over.
On to attempt the try.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. The kickoff team out there and ready to go.
14, Iowa State, 0.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. Iowa State sending the offense back out. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. To the air, it's Beck. Coming after it. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's going up top here late in the game. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. And this one is just about in the books. The defense can stop the clock one more time as the offense takes a knee. 3 consecutive L's, a hat trick of losses, and as a result, you can take their hat out of the ring for most of their goals.
Yep, most of their goals are done. And listen, I don't know what they do really well. This is bad. 3 losses in a row. It's not good. They got to figure something out, but it's a long season still. There's still a lot of room to find some positives, Jesse. Maybe throughout the way, there's going to be something happens that's positive.
So you're saying there's a chance. I like it. Always positive. Glass half full, Dave. But listen, I don't think they can fix everything in one week. I think this team needs to go back to the drawing board. They need